It's a Friday before a racing Sunday in Formula 1, so there's plenty of news to get into here at GPFans, as there kind of always is throughout the season and the off-season anyway in the magnificent world of Formula 1. But we're kind of Max Verstappen based here going into the Belgian Grand Prix, as the Dutchman has weighed in on his thoughts on who should be in the second seat at Mercedes, his title rivals for next year. And he's discussed his title battle with Lewis Hamilton and whether experience will play a part or not in the second half of the season. All that coming your way in a few seconds time. Before we go any further though, just hit that subscribe button down below to stay up to date with everything that we do here at GPFans. Now let's hear what Max and others have had to say about the news in F1 today. Verstappen and Leclerc believe Russell deserves Mercedes' chance. Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen have both voiced support for George Russell by declaring that Briton deserves a seat at Mercedes in 2022. Williams driver Russell and Lewis Hamilton's current teammate Valtteri Bottas are both out of contract at the end of the season, if you didn't know already, with Mercedes yet to decide who will complete its future lineup. You may have heard it in the news a couple of times, this decision being talked about. Should Mercedes opt to change its roster for the first time since 2017, Russell has shown enough to garner support from his peers. "I think it is great if George gets that seat because he deserves it," said Ferrari driver Leclerc. "It is always very difficult to judge in Formula 1 because the cars are so different, and obviously with George being at Williams, it is always difficult to judge how much of a good job he is doing. But he is consistently there and showing good things. And also in the past I have raced with him and I know how strong he is. So he definitely deserves that spot, and I think it will be great to have such a talented driver in that seat." Russell can't stay at Williams forever. At Hungary, the British driver scored his first points for Williams at the 49th time of asking. Although signing with Mercedes could thrust Russell into direct competition with Verstappen next year, the Dutchman has also backed the Briton for the move. "George is very quick and he can't stay where he is forever," said Verstappen. "I think he deserves more. At the end of the day, it is up to Mercedes to make the call. So not really from my side, but for sure, I rate him very highly as a driver. And he is of course very young as well, so it is natural the younger guys at some point move up, and especially the good drivers." Max Verstappen has dismissed suggestions Lewis Hamilton's experience of fighting for the F1 title in the past could be an advantage in the second half of this season. Yeah, we're going to stay with Max Verstappen a little longer. Mercedes driver Hamilton has a record-breaking 8th championship in his sights as he heads into this weekend's Belgian Grand Prix with a slender 8-point lead over his Red Bull rival. By contrast, this year is the first time in which Verstappen has been a true title contender. Asked if Hamilton's experience of managing a title challenge could be an advantage, Verstappen said, "Personally, I don't think so. The only advantage you can really have is just if you have a faster car. In this sport, it is so dominant when you have a good car. There are so many good drivers in this sport, but they don't have the opportunities to fight at the front. If you have 7 titles or 1 or 0, I think at the end of the day, when you have spent a few years in F1, and especially more towards the front like the top 5, you know that you have to try and finish every race. You know that you have to try and score the most available points every single weekend, and I think all of us always try to do our best and race in the best possible way. So I don't really see the advantage there." Well, if you want to know more about the title battle in 2021, the best thing to do is to hit that subscribe button down below to stick with us here at GPFans throughout the whole season. And of course, get onto Twitter and Instagram as well to stay abreast of everything we do across our platforms. That's at GPFans Global, at GPFans Global. And of course, Sunday's race is just round the corner. Fingers crossed, Spa is going to be a cracker.